Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys, so we have so much to talk about, lots to discuss. Not the new report saying Teresa Giudice might actually be getting her own show. Can you imagine Teresa Giudice getting her own show? Bravo announcing the new cast of The Real Housewives in New Jersey and also like giving some sort of respect on Teresa's name. What? I literally said this the whole time. Now, it's still a report, but I've said it the entire time. I'm like, when they announce the Real Housewives reboot, whatever, I don't know if it'll be the same day because they might want something to command the attention, or if it'll be within the same kind of time frame of like a couple of weeks later because they want to do it neck and neck. It's going to be announced at the same time. Anyways, smash the like button, show some love. We have a lot to talk about. That and OC. Here we go. All right, guys. So we definitely have to talk about this because this one got me only because I feel like I've been talking about this for so freaking long. Thank you to the Bravo Housewives. But they said, report Teresa Giudice getting her own show as a new hashtag RHONJ group will be formed around Margaret Josephs. One, I love Margaret so much, and Dolores and Melissa, and I love this group of women. I feel like there's only like very few, like maybe like a third of Salt Lake, all of Dubai, and the majority of New Jersey. Oh, and a lot of Miami. Okay. But yeah, I'm all about it. Give her her show. Build the cast around Margaret Joseph. She's the she by Sheree of the Real Housewives in New Jersey. Girl is the bone carrier. She knows everything about everyone. There's not one thing that is going to go and going to be a miss that she's not going to know, that she's not going to be able to clock and be like, oh, yeah? Okay, you want to talk about my husband? You want to talk about me? Okay. Oh, watch this. And then she just comes in and she's like, so what about when your husband was sleeping with his assistant? And you're like, what? But that's why we love her. It's TV. It's reality TV, you know? And God, sometimes they go in the gutter. But the only reason I don't care that Margaret goes in the gutter is because people have gone into the gutter on her. They were like, especially Jennifer Aiden, about her relationship, her marriage, how she got with Joe, all of the things. Like, she's been attacked. So I feel like you've earned it because we've already put you under scrutiny. Now, for Teresa, I guess the more important thing is what I'm wondering, is it going to be a successful spinoff when in fact they announce it? Because I feel like they will. Or is it going to be one of those Bethany Ever Afters, or like Portia Family Matters, or, you know, Candy and the Gang? Did anybody else get a spinoff? I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times these women fit into an ensemble cast and that makes the show work. When you try holding your own show, it's a lot. So yeah, there's that. But before we go on to the OC, I just wanted to talk about this too, because yesterday I feel like Jason lit kind of like a little match under my ass. And he was like, you know, will you please step in for Gelsey and help me with Anchor Watch? And I'm like, yeah. So I watched the show and said, yeah, I can definitely help. And I wanted to know more. Of course, like, I want to invest myself. I want to know what I'm talking about. And I saw this. Here we go.
Alluded to some kind of like intimate rendezvous.
Kind of say things without thinking.
Which, by the way, let me just say this really quick. Didn't even stop trying to pretend or admit that there was some sort of rendezvous. But hold on, keep going.
Wasn't even aware of that until afterwards.
I said I might have slipped.
All right. So that's another reason and everything that I was saying yesterday about why this person, Kyle, will probably not be back on the show, because like when you start talking about the guest and you become a liability. Like, are you hooking up with people? Are you not? But then you're like, oh, well, no, I'm not. I was just making this up. Okay, well, now you're talking about the person's name, so you should be fired. And then you're coming back and you're getting drunk and you're being like, oh, well, I got away with something, so you should be fired. Right?
They asked him to be removed. Actually, I would like him to take the tip that he was given and give it to Captain Carey and split it up with the rest of the crew, because he created extra work as well for the crew outside of Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
But Kelly's only lasted 2 hours, whereas Kyle, it was ongoing below deck. It was, Captain Carey handled things, as a leader. That's who he is, with strength, but with class.
Yep.
And outside of that, Captain Carey came in, joined our lingerie dinner, had a blast with us. He anchored and had a great time with us. And
took panties to the head.
Yeah.
This is the least I can do after throwing.
Yeah. So, this ain't good. You're fired. You're fired. Hi. I feel like you're fired. That's what's going to happen. Sorry, Kyle. You're done. You're gone. It's over. Moving on. Now, Alexis Bolino, there was a user who commented, well, there was a fan accusation is really what this stemmed from, but dumping your ex-girlfriend after your 15 minutes of fame came from her, which obviously implies that John Janssen actually used Shannon Beador for fame, which he might have. Alexis was like, oh no, bitch, we're going to talk about it. And she's like, these are keyboard abusers. And she called out how hypocritical it was given the fans' social messaging about like loving God. And she said it was disgusting that somebody would even spread these lies. Now, there was a backstory. John previously obviously dated Shannon, sued her. So you guys know all about that. But the fan reactions, some supported her, rallied behind her, and praised her for not taking the slander, silently and calling her clap back like well-earned. Other people criticized the fan, mocking like the irony of someone professing faith and also attacking publicly. So they attacked her and the fan who commented. And then there was a little bit more sympathy where viewers sympathized with Alexis, acknowledging that there's a lot of cruelty that comes behind anonymous social media commentary. But going over to Tamra Judge. After Gretchen Rossi criticized Tamra and her call for compassion and all of the things, well, this is what she said. Let me just make sure that I get this right. I want to make sure that I don't miss a single thing. Tamra came out and said, I hope one day you guys don't ever have to deal with this, blah, blah, blah. She said, yes, Tamra, I have actually dealt with the pain and depression that you were talking about, and it was horrible. Remember, my fiance actually died, and Slade's son actually died from cancer, but you had not 1 ounce of grace for us. Instead, you spun lies about Jeff and I and plotted with the guy who I took to court and now have 7 counts against and over $1 million judgment against to cause me pain and suffering during that time. And then you went on a podcast and made false statements about Slade and I after his son died and spun lies about us again with no remorse for your actions and only excuses like you always do. You never gave us grace, and you never gave your bestie Shannon grace when she was going through the worst time in her life. Instead, you buddied up with Alexis and called Shannon every time or every name in the book last year, and then blamed your bad behavior on being on the spectrum. So yeah, this is pretty rich coming from you. She said, how cute. She thinks that I care about her compassion. I want nothing from you. My post was not referring to you, you MAGA liar. Shit's about to hit the fan. And I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to be like Willow Smith, and I'm going to whip my hair back and forth. I'm going to whip my hair back and forth because I can't, what do I say to this? I'm just going to sit back and watch. I'm going to see how it unfolds. And then I'm just going to collect information for hot, messy topics because that's literally what I do. So, yeah, here we go. Let me know what you guys think. And Teresa's new show, are we in excitement or are we like more like in and no, we don't want that. The comments are about to be wild. I'm excited. Love you guys. Bye.